Hey, what's up guys? This is a series of cells, and today we're going to be going over old rares, new rares, Jagex's biggest secret, the Grand Exchange update, the whole 9 yards for 2023. Where to begin? Let's hop right into it. As far as old rares go, they're confirmed discontinued, and they're not coming back.
Okay.
That's my opinion on it. We're going to be going over a lot of opinions today. Feel free to put your opinions in the comments and we'll have a discussion.
Okay.
So, as far as old rares go, I don't think they're coming back. Jagex wants to see what happens to the price of them. They know that OG rares are their baby. They are before their time. You know, some people think of them as the original NFT. You know, it's a digital item that has a monetary value that has a scarcity. There's only ever going to be less of them, just like with Bitcoin. They're an interesting phenomenon. It's a scarcity in the digital world, and it was one of the first ever to be created. I think that Jagex knows if they were to remove them, the game would die. Because in my opinion, there's long-term shareholders, we could call them. You know, those are the subscribers who have been paying for RuneScape since they were kids, and they're still paying for it as adults. It's their main audience, you know, that holds these rares. If Jagex did something to drastically drop the price of rares, or if they ever re-released them, I think that the game would essentially die. That's my humble opinion on it, and you're free to disagree with me in the comments if you want, but I feel like the people who hold the majority of these rares, we drive the market, we drive change within RuneScape, and that's just the fact of the matter. We've been paying for membership longer than anyone else, and you know, not to say that the new players drive a bunch of change too. They definitely do. You know, like all these new players are wearing wings around, you know? Like they're buying cosmetics and you know, just a bunch of new stuff that's come out. You know, I'm not just trying to say that old RuneScape players and players with rares are the only ones that drive change. They definitely don't, but I'd say that we have a very large part in it, and I believe if they removed them, the game would die. As far as new rares goes, I feel like they're kind of experimenting.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
It's a Jagex experiment, you know? They had, for example, the Black Santa hat that was released, and they didn't clarify if it was discontinued or not, but there was a very small number of them that entered the game, and therefore they're very expensive right now. You know, we have the Golden Party hat, where they openly came out and said, hey, this is only being released once, and there was a ton of them though, and now the price is very, very small. Although they are confirmed discontinued, and someday they're going to be worth something. And so, you know, no one knows what's going to happen with new rares. You know, Jagex is not being transparent as far as if they're being re-released or not, and they don't have to be transparent with us if they're being released or not, being re-released or not. But I feel like from an ethical standpoint, they should tell us if they are or not, because, you know, players will stock up on rares before they quit for several years, and they'll come back hoping to sell those at a greater price so they can buy all their gear back. I would say that new rares also are a way for Jagex to monopolize time, because time spent in game equals more money for Jagex, and so the more time that these players are spending trying to get these new rares, it's just more money that they're making. They're buying keys to try to get these rares. I do expect that within 2 years they will announce if these newer rares are discontinued or not, because I feel like they're just getting too much pressure put on them by the player base wanting to know the truth.
Tell the truth.
And if these are really rares or not. And so I feel like within 2 years we could expect an answer from Jagex whether or not the Green Santa, the Green Santa suit, all the new rares, if they're going to be discontinued or not. And so, you know, the purple Halloween mask. And so ultimately, new rares are Jagex's biggest secret. you know, they don't want to tell us what's going on with them, whether it's, see, you know, I'm not a mathematical wizard. I'm not a marketing wizard. Maybe they're making more money off not telling people if they're discontinued or not. But I feel like 100%, if they were to come out and tell us that they are discontinued, they would make way more money. Like, think about it. Say next year they say, hey, we're going to put out 1,000 blue Santa hats. They're never coming back into the game. They're discontinued, confirmed, discontinued. You know, they put it on the website that these are discontinued items and there will only be 1,000 of them released on Treasure Hunter or whatnot. People are going to spend so much money trying to get their hands on one of those. Like, I really don't know why they're not being just transparent and upfront about the rarity of these. Because, like, they really can't call it a rare if they have plans on re-releasing it. That's just stupid. But yeah, ultimately, I think that's Jagex's biggest secret right now. They are gatekeeping rares behind the biggest NDA of the digital gaming, you know, community. And so, yeah, as far as the GE update goes, I would say that, well, it's going to be interesting. Within the first 6 months of 2023, they say that they're going to have the max cash stack removed, which means you can have a stack of 5 trillion GP, and you can buy and sell rares, party hats, etc. on the Grand Exchange. There will be no more max cash. So what's that going to do to the price of rares? Do you think it's going to make them go up or go down? In my opinion, and even though I have a party hat, unfortunately, I think it's going to cause the price of rares to go down because there's just so much manipulation within the rares market. If I were to try to get a purple party hat from someone right now, technically they are a couple billion more than a green party hat. But if I, you know, for example, today, I tried to get a purple party hat from someone by trading. I offered to trade my green party hat plus the OG red Santa hat to them for their purple. And they're like, nah, dude, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
Nah, that's way too low. But literally 3 years ago, the green party hat was worth more than a purple. So it's all manipulation. It's all it is, you know? And in my opinion, the purple party hat isn't even as good as the green one because it was manipulated. It was duplicated. There was a glitch back in, like, I don't know what year it was, 2009 or something, where purple party hats were literally duplicated. Jagex had to remove a bunch of them from the game, and therefore they're tainted. They should be worth less than a green party hat. But basically, there's these merchers, there's these manipulators who are just trying to shill their party hat. And whichever party hat they have, it's worth more than yours. You know, in the past 2 years, they've flip-flopped in price. And so it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens when the Grand Exchange update happens, because there will be no further way to really manipulate the price of them. Would you rather try to haggle with someone on the street to trade your party hat? Or would you rather just go to the Grand Exchange and get taxed a little bit? There's going to be like a 1% tax or 2% tax imposed on every Grand Exchange sell and buy offer. So, yeah, I think that it's going to cause the price to maybe drop a little bit because they can't be manipulated as much. But tell me your opinions in the comments. I feel like it could go both ways. But I feel like there's less manipulation of the market when they're able to be traded on the Grand Exchange. The people will decide what they're worth, and it will be a safer method of trade. And so I would say that kind of wraps up my opinions on old rares, new rares, and the Grand Exchange update. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. I definitely want to be online when the Grand Exchange update goes live because it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing those screenshots of 10 trillion GP. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Okay.